Hi, I'm Maya. I never expected my grandmother's passing would turn my life into something from a TV drama. I was sitting in my apartment when my phone rang. It was Ellie, my cousin and closest friend since childhood. Maya, have you checked your email today? Her voice had an unusual edge to it. No, why? What's going on? I asked. Diana sent the details about Grandma's will. You need to look at it right now. I sighed, opening my laptop. I'm not in the mood for legal stuff today, Elle. Can't it wait until... No, it can't wait. Trust me on this one. The email loaded and I scanned through the document Diana, our family lawyer, had sent. Wait, what? This can't be right. I know, Ellie said. Grandma left you the estate, the whole thing. But I thought Uncle Victor was getting the house. He's been talking about it for years like it was already his... Exactly. Ellie's voice dropped. That's why I'm calling. Victor just stormed out of Diana's office. I've never seen him so angry. I scrolled through the document again. There's no mistake here? Grandma really left everything to me? She did. Diana said Grandma changed her will last year after... Ellie hesitated. After what? I pressed. After she found out Victor had been taking money from her accounts. Apparently, he's been in serious debt for years. My doorbell rang, startling me. Hold on, someone's here. Maya, don't! Ellie started, but I'd already put the phone down. I opened the door to find Uncle Victor standing there, his face flushed red. You conniving little... He snarled, pushing past me into the apartment. Uncle Victor, what are you doing? I backed away, shocked by his behavior. You turned her against me, my own mother! His voice echoed off the walls. That house was supposed to be mine. I've been waiting for 30 years. I didn't turn anyone against you, I said, trying to keep my voice calm. I didn't even know about the will until just now. Liar! He slammed his fist on my kitchen counter. You've always been her favorite, always so perfect, so helpful. What did you tell her about me? Nothing. I swear I didn't... You're going to sign it over to me, he said, his voice suddenly quiet. You're going to call Diana right now and tell her there's been a mistake. I could hear Ellie's tiny voice calling from my phone on the couch. Victor, is that you? I'm calling the police. He glanced at the phone, then back at me, his eyes narrowing. You don't deserve that house. You don't deserve any of it. Then he lunged forward, grabbing my shoulders and shaking me hard. I screamed as he pushed me against the wall. You ruined everything! He shouted, his face inches from mine. The door burst open, and my neighbor, Mr. Collins, rushed in. Hey, let go of her! Victor released me immediately, stepping back. This isn't over, he said, pointing a finger at me before storming out. I collapsed onto the couch, shaking, and picked up my phone. Maya? Maya! Ellie was frantic. Are you okay? I heard everything. He attacked me, I whispered. He actually attacked me. I'm calling 911 right now, Ellie said. Don't move. I'm on my way over. As I waited for Ellie and the police, a strange calm settled over me. The shock was wearing off, replaced by determination. He's not getting away with this, I said. Not the attack, not the theft from my grandmother, none of it. Officer Martinez sat across from me at my kitchen table, his notebook open. Ellie sat beside me, her hand occasionally squeezing mine for support. So your uncle attacked you after learning about the inheritance? Officer Martinez clarified. Yes, I replied. He pushed his way in, accused me of manipulating my grandmother, and then grabbed me and shoved me against the wall. And you had no prior knowledge about the change in your grandmother's will? None. I was reading the email when he arrived. The officer nodded. We've already taken Mr. Collins's statement. Your uncle is claiming it was just a heated argument that got out of hand. It was assault, Ellie interjected. I heard everything over the phone. He threatened her. We're taking this very seriously, Officer Martinez assured us, especially given his position. His position? I asked. Your uncle is on the city council, correct? I nodded, feeling a knot form in my stomach. Does that mean... It means we'll be extremely thorough, Officer Martinez said firmly. Nobody is above the law, Miss Lawson. Diana Wang, our family lawyer, arrived shortly after, setting her briefcase on the table. Maya, I came as soon as I heard, Diana said. Officer, I'm Diana Wang, the executor of Eleanor Lawson's estate. Why didn't Grandma tell me about the will? I asked her. Diana sighed. Your grandmother was a very private person. She made the changes last year after discovering Victor had been accessing her accounts without permission. He stole from her, Officer Martinez asked. I can't comment on that specifically due to client confidentiality, Diana replied carefully. But I can confirm that Eleanor changed her will explicitly to exclude Victor after certain discoveries were made. The doorbell rang again. This time it was Ryan, Victor's son, and my other cousin. What the hell is going on? Ryan demanded as he walked in. My dad just got picked up by the police. Maya, what did you do? What did I do? I stood up, anger flaring. Your dad attacked me, Ryan. He came to my apartment and physically assaulted me. Dad wouldn't do that. Ryan shook his head. He said you were hysterical about the will and he was trying to calm you down. That's not what happened, Ellie countered. I heard everything over the phone. Your father threatened Maya and attacked her. So you're all ganging up on him now? Ryan looked around the room. Just because Grandma decided to change her will at the last minute? Ryan, Diana interjected calmly. The changes to the will weren't last minute. Your grandmother made them over a year ago after discovering funds missing from her accounts. Ryan's face paled. What are you talking about? Your father had been taking money without permission, Diana said. Significant amounts. That's not possible, Ryan said, but his voice had lost its conviction. Are you sure? Diana asked gently. Because Eleanor mentioned that you helped her review her bank statements last summer. That's when she first noticed the discrepancies. The color drained from Ryan's face. I told her those were probably just mistakes. Ryan, I said, suddenly understanding. Did you know? His eyes met mine, then dropped to the floor. I didn't know he was taking that much, he whispered. He said it was just loans, that Grandma had agreed. After Officer Martinez and Ryan left, the three of us sat around my kitchen table. I want to press charges, I said firmly. For everything, the assault and the theft from Grandma. Diana nodded. It won't be easy. Victor has connections in this town. I don't care, I said. He's not getting away with this. The courthouse was quieter than I expected when Victor approached me in the hallway. Diana had stepped away to speak with the prosecutor, and Ellie was parking the car. Maya, Victor said, his voice artificially gentle. Can we talk, just for a minute? I glanced around, noticing a security guard nearby. What is there to talk about, Uncle Victor? This has all gone too far, he said, spreading his hands. We're family. We shouldn't be doing this to each other. You attacked me, I replied flatly. You stole from Grandma. Which part of that is family behavior? His expression hardened briefly before settling back into a mask of contrition. I made a mistake. I was upset about the will. Wouldn't you be upset if something you'd counted on for years suddenly disappeared? Something you'd counted on? It was never yours to begin with, I shot back. And that doesn't explain stealing from Grandma while she was alive. Those weren't thefts, Victor hissed. They were loans. Loans she didn't know about or approve. That's called stealing, Uncle Victor. He stepped closer. Listen to me carefully, Maya. This case will drag on for months, maybe years. It'll drain you financially and emotionally. Is that really what you want? Are you threatening me again? I asked, my voice steady. I'm offering you a way out, he said. Drop the charges. Sign over half the estate to me. Just half, that's more than fair. And we can put this all behind us. So you can get away with everything you've done? I don't think so. Victor's pleasant mask slipped entirely. You ungrateful little... Careful, I interrupted. Remember where we are? You think you've won? His voice was low, dangerous. I built this town. The mayor is my golf buddy. The chief of police came to my wedding. You really think they'll let you destroy me? This isn't about destroying you, I said. It's about justice. For me and for Grandma. Your grandmother was losing her mind, Victor snapped. She didn't know what she was doing when she changed that will. Is that your defense now? That Grandma was incompetent? My voice rose. Strange how you didn't mention that until you didn't get what you wanted. Maya, please. His tone changed abruptly, becoming pleading. I made a mistake. I admit it. I was desperate. Caroline's medical bills were piling up and the business was failing. Then why didn't you ask for help instead of stealing? I'm sorry, he said, his eyes suddenly wet with tears. I truly am. For everything. The money, attacking you. I lost control. It will never happen again, I swear. No, I said firmly. Your apology means nothing. You're only sorry because you got caught. Maya, we're done here, I said, turning away. Victor grabbed my arm. You're not walking away from me. Let go of me. I tried to pull free. Everything I did for my family. Victor's voice rose. You think you deserve that house? You didn't even visit her every weekend like I did. Let go of her, Victor. Diana's voice cut through the air as she approached with the prosecutor and security guard. This is a family matter, Victor snapped, still gripping my arm. Remove your hand, sir, the security guard said firmly. Now. Instead, Victor tightened his grip. Tell them, Maya. Tell them you're dropping the charges. I'll never drop the charges, I said loudly. And you just violated your bail conditions by touching me? Victor's face contorted with rage. He raised his other hand before the security guard immediately intervened, pulling him away. You'll regret this, Victor called over his shoulder as the guard escorted him away. All of you. I still have friends in this town. Are you okay? Diana asked, putting her arm around my shoulders. I am now, I said. Did the prosecutor see all that? Diana nodded. Every second, and so did the courthouse security cameras. 6 months later, I sat in the courtroom as the judge delivered Victor's sentence. The defendant is hereby sentenced to 18 months in state prison for elder financial abuse, with an additional 6 months for assault and violation of court orders, Judge Harmon declared. Furthermore, restitution in the full amount of $247,000 is ordered to be paid to the estate of Eleanor Lawson. Victor stood motionless at the defense table, his face ashen. Outside the courthouse, reporters gathered around us. Miss Lawson, how do you feel about the verdict? One asked, thrusting a microphone toward me. Justice was served today, I replied simply. Not just for me, but for my grandmother. As the crowd dispersed, Ryan approached hesitantly. Over the past months, he'd distanced himself from his father and had been instrumental in providing evidence about the financial exploitation. Maya, can we talk? He asked. We walked to a nearby bench, sitting in awkward silence for a moment. I still can't believe he did all those things, Ryan finally said. I knew about some of the money, but not the extent of it, and I never thought he'd attack you. People surprise us sometimes, I replied. Not always in good ways. I'm sorry, Ryan said, meeting my eyes, for defending him that day at your apartment, for not seeing the truth sooner. You came around when it mattered, I acknowledged. Your testimony was crucial. What happens now? He asked. With the estate, I mean. I'm keeping the house, I said firmly. But I've set up a trust for your sister's kids for college. That's what Grandma would have wanted. Ryan nodded. That's really generous, Maya. Especially after everything. My phone rang. Caroline, Victor's wife. I'd been avoiding her calls for weeks. Maya? Her voice was strained. I need to see you, please. Victor's being transferred tomorrow, and there are things you should know. I met Caroline at a cafe 2 hours later. She looked exhausted, aging years in the past few months. Victor asked me to talk to you, she admitted. He wants to apologize in person before he goes to prison. He says he's realized what he did was wrong. Another apology? I shook my head. No thanks. He's changed, Maya, Caroline insisted. The trial, losing everything. It's been a wake-up call. People don't change that quickly, Caroline. He's manipulating you just like he's always done. He's still your uncle, she pressed. Your family. Family doesn't do what he did, I replied firmly. And a real apology comes without expectations. He wants forgiveness to make himself feel better, not because he's truly sorry. Later that evening, Ellie, Diana, and I gathered at my apartment. The apartment I'd soon be leaving for my grandmother's house. To Maya, Diana raised her glass, for showing extraordinary courage. And to Grandma, I added, who knew the truth about people even when they tried to hide it. So what's next for you? Ellie asked. I'm going to finish my degree, I said. Then I'm thinking of starting a support group for victims of financial elder abuse. Grandma wasn't the only one, and I wasn't the only one who had to fight to get justice. What about you? I asked Ellie. Still planning to move to Chicago? Actually, she smiled, I'm thinking I might stick around. Someone needs to help you renovate that big old house. We talked late into the night, planning and dreaming. I realized something important. Revenge wasn't about making Victor suffer. It was about refusing to let him win, refusing to back down from the truth. Do you think you'll ever speak to him again? Ellie asked as she was leaving. After he serves his time? I considered the question carefully. I honestly don't know. But what I do know is that I won't be defined by what he did, or by my anger toward him. That's its own kind of freedom, isn't it? What would you have done in my place? Would you have fought as hard or looked for an easier path?